Hello, my name is Rick Gensen. In this video, I will be speaking on the subject of the Chinese government's surveillance of its citizens. The reasons why I chose this topic are because it is interesting to see how other countries deal with privacy issues, and it allows me to present both sides of the ethical argument that can be analyzed. In this case, the two sides are China having access to personal information to further protect its citizens, and also how having that access is an invasion of privacy. China's installation of a large number of surveillance cameras, which can obtain access to people's information, has generated significant concerns about the ethics of this practice. The country's plan for the widespread deployment of these cameras is a cause for alarm, as it could pose serious implications for personal privacy, civil liberties, and individual rights. The Chinese government has initiated this project by installing at least 20,000 cameras in southern China with the intention to expand to other regions of the country. These cameras are equipped with software chips programmed to recognize the identities of police suspects, thus facilitating the detection and capture of potential criminals. However, this practice raises questions about the accuracy and fairness of such surveillance measures, as it could lead to false accusations and unjustified arrests. Furthermore, the installation of these cameras raises concerns about the extent to which individuals' private lives are being monitored and infringed upon. The constant surveillance of people's activities and the collection of data on their behaviors could potentially be used for purposes other than law enforcement, such as political repression or the suppression of dissent. Another issue of great concern is the lack of transparency and accountability surrounding the use of these surveillance technologies. The Chinese government's history of censorship and restriction of free speech makes it difficult for individuals to challenge or question the use of these cameras, and there is little to no oversight or regulation of their deployment. The installation of surveillance cameras in China, which are backed up by software chips capable of accessing a vast amount of personal information, has sparked concerns about the ethical implications of this technology. The software chips installed in these cameras are designed to capture and store data on individuals' movements and activities, as well as provide access to an extensive range of personal information. It is reported that these chips give the Chinese government access to a wide range of personal information, including people's names, addresses, work histories, educational backgrounds, religions, ethnicity, police records, medical insurance, and even their landlord's phone number. This level of access to personal information has raised concerns among privacy advocates who argue that the collection and storage of vast amounts of data could pose a significant risk to individual privacy and personal autonomy. Moreover, the collection of such personal information by the Chinese government is viewed by many as a blatant violation of human rights. Critics argue that the surveillance system implemented by the Chinese government is a tool for the authoritarian control that undermines individual freedoms and civil liberties. It is argued that the excessive collection of personal data without adequate safeguards or legal protections poses a severe threat to people's right to privacy, free speech, and association. The Chinese government's identity cards have been a topic of controversy due to the significant amount of information they hold. Unlike most countries, where identity cards only contain basic information like name, address, and physical features, China's identity cards store extensive data on individuals, including their ethnicity, religion, education, employment history, social security number, and even their criminal record. This level of information collection has sparked concerns among privacy advocates who argue that it gives the Chinese government excessive control over citizens' personal information and undermines individual autonomy. Moreover, the Chinese government's requirement that the citizens obtain these identity cards raises questions about the potential misuse of this personal information. While the Chinese government has stated that the purpose of these cards is to improve social welfare and public services, critics argue that they could be used for more nefarious purposes such as political repression or social control. The data collected on citizens could potentially be used to target individuals based on their ethnicity, religion, or political beliefs, further entrenching existing power structures and contributing to social inequalities. China's approach to surveillance and data collection has been driven by the belief that it will enhance public safety and security. In recent years, China has invested heavily in the development and implementation of advanced surveillance technologies, including facial recognition systems, biometric data collection, and the widespread installation of cameras in public spaces. While these measures have been praised by some for their potential to prevent crime and increase public safety, others have raised concerns about the impact on individual privacy. Despite these concerns, some Chinese citizens are willing to sacrifice a certain degree of personal freedom for the sake of public safety. This is reflected in the widespread acceptance of surveillance cameras and other surveillance measures across the country. Some citizens have expressed a belief that the government's surveillance efforts are necessary to protect against the threat of terrorism, crime, and social disorder. China's push for greater surveillance and security measures can be seen as a response to the increasing threat of terrorism and crime, both domestically and globally. With a population of over 1.4 billion people, China faces unique challenges when it comes to maintaining public safety and security. The government has responded by investing in advanced surveillance technologies, including facial recognition, biometric data collection, and the installation of cameras in public spaces. Overall, while concerns remain about the impact of China's surveillance measures on individual privacy, it is clear that the government's efforts are aimed at improving public safety and security. By using advanced technologies and involving citizens in the process, China hopes to create a safer and more stable society for all its citizens.